Can you shoot, edit, and upload all from an iPhone? Well, of course you can, but I haven't done that in a long time, and I haven't tried to do it very seriously. So since I got a new phone, I thought I would give it a try today. So the question then is, can you make YouTube videos using nothing but a cell phone? Okay, it's not nothing but a cell phone. I've got a little tabletop tripod that I'm going to use to hold the cell phone so I don't have to hold it out here in my hand the whole time. But I'm going to do this entire short video just using the cell phone with its onboard microphone. I'm not going to use a separate microphone. I'm going to edit it in the cell phone, and I'm going to upload it on the cell phone, and I'm just going to see what I can come up with. Now, do I plan to make the cell phone my primary camera for making YouTube videos? No, of course I don't, but it's just an experiment. I just wanted to see what it did, because cell phone cameras are really getting pretty good these days. You know, with the whole COVID-19 pandemic, we have avoided grocery stores and other crowded events for at least the last 6 months. I'll bet it was last March, the last time we were in a grocery store. So we have had to find other places to buy things, and we started buying a lot of things online. And I'll tell you what, some of it has me really spoiled, like these bagels from a New York bagel company that ship the next day, and they're fresh when they get here. We buy a couple of dozen, we freeze them, and just heat them up in the toaster oven, and they are the best bagels I've ever had. Even when we start going back to grocery stores, I don't think I'm going to go back to buying bagels at the grocery store. These are way better. I can then also use the cell phone and capture a screen view so I can show you what little tripod that I'm using to mount the cell phone on this morning. And I picked this up at B&H Photo. I'm not sponsored by B&H. I just thought I'd share this feature of making videos on a cell phone. It's October 23rd, a little over a week till Halloween. Yesterday it was 72 degrees in Beulah. Today at about 11 o'clock in the morning, it is 26 degrees, and there's been kind of a misty fog all night long. Things are pretty darn icy. I think I'm going to head up to the shop and see if I can do a little bit of stuff. I've just got a couple of holdfasts that need to be finished up. See what that looks like, the video, just a few seconds of that with the cell phone, since we're doing the what does it look like on the cell phone video today. So far, what I'm seeing looks pretty darn good. Just taking a quick look at some of this on the phone, it looks like the cell phone doesn't really like the machinery very well, and I'm not surprised. I've had that problem with cell phones before, which is one of the reasons I don't very often use any cell phone footage whatsoever in any of my videos. But cell phones are getting better, and this one isn't quite as shaky as the last one I had. So it is an improvement, but I don't think it's going to see much use in the shop, at least not when there's anything actively being forged. But it might get used for things like the YouTube shorts or Instagram stories, things like that. approach to doing this video today and just using that one little tabletop tripod, I've had to find some imaginative places to put the camera because it's got to sit on some sort of a horizontal flat surface. So I've been using things like the bandsaw table, drill press table, the fly press, workbench, and even one of those clips, it sat up on top of the power hammer back here because that's got a flat surface and I could get an overhead view of the anvil. Even though with the forge going, it's kind of tolerable in the shop, I think that's all I'm really going to do today. I'm going to spend most of the day inside on the computer answering a week or so's worth of emails I should have already gotten to, as well as Instagram messages and Facebook messages and YouTube comments and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be pretty much a day's worth of work, and I'm going to have to try and edit this video. One thing's for sure, the ice on the trees does make everything look nice and pretty and clean and fresh. So now the time has come to edit this, and I'm going to do that right here on the cell phone as well. The cell phone app I use for editing is LumaFusion or LumaTouch, and it's a little bit small on the cell phone, but I think it's completely doable. And certainly if you've got a bigger phone or if you're doing this on an iPad, it can be very doable. So it's 27 different files so far. I actually think I'm going to like this in the vertical mode a little bit better for editing this. It gives me more room to work with the timeline here, which might become important at some point. Well, the editing seems to be going pretty smoothly. Certainly working in the vertical format on the cell phone seems to give a better layout for the editing features on that app. It unfortunately leaves a smaller screen to look at, but I think while editing, it's more important to be able to get to the timeline, to be able to cut, edit, things like that. But I think it's going pretty well, and I think this is all very doable. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the video footage I'm getting from the phone, other than that stuff in the shop where it was a little bit shaky, but I kind of expected that anyways. The biggest problem I see has been with the audio, and that's a real problem with cell phones. You almost have to have some sort of an external audio source, either record the audio separately and sync it, which is a little bit difficult to do in the LumaFusion app, or get some sort of an aftermarket microphone that you can plug in. Perhaps even the little earbuds with the microphone on it that you can use for making phone calls might be a better option for recording sound. I'm just going to have to try some different things out. But in general, this isn't the type of video I envision using a cell phone for. Mostly I'd like to think about the cell phone more frequently for just capturing those little shots that I usually completely miss because I don't have a camera with me, and I don't think to grab my cell phone because I'm simply not in the habit of recording video on the cell phone. You know, around here we've got bear and deer and turkeys, and interesting things happen on those rare occasions you go to town. You might be doing something that would be worth including just a little bit of a clip of in a video if you're trying to do more of a vlog style video where you're doing stuff almost every day and just trying to chronicle what life looks like these days. And being able to capture some of that on a cell phone, even if you're not talking to it, even if you don't need the crisp audio to communicate like I'm doing now, I think the cell phone is a really good tool. If you're actually going to try and use it for this kind of thing all the time, I think a separate microphone would absolutely be a requirement. But I have noticed there's lots of times I think, oh, that would have made a good video topic, but I didn't have a camera with me, and I'm hoping by getting in the habit of using a cell phone and making it a little bit more intentional that perhaps I will get more of those things and do a few more videos here on this channel, because I would like to do more videos here on this channel. It just requires that I think about it a little bit more and be a little bit more intentional on taking a camera with me or grabbing the cell phone to get that quick shot of something interesting, and then use all that to bring together some kind of an interesting video. And hopefully that'll be worth watching. And if you're wondering, I am recording on an iPhone 11 Pro, and yes, it's a new phone to me, which is why I'm kind of excited to try and use it a little bit. I had a 7 Plus. It was getting to the point the battery wouldn't hold a charge, and the screen was getting scratched up, and the camera lenses were getting a little bit fuzzy and not the best anymore. So I decided if I was going to do this, I'd like to have a phone with better cameras. It's got a regular camera, a telephoto, and a wide angle lens on it, and that really can make for some interesting stuff. So I'm hoping this pays off in the long run, but I needed a new phone, so I figured I might as well get one that had a halfway decent camera on it. But as I said earlier in the video, I don't think that I'm going to switch over to cell phone video for the majority of my videos. Most things are still going to be shot with real cameras, real lenses, real microphones, and edited in Adobe Premiere Pro, because I really do want to produce quality videos. But sometimes getting that shot that you wouldn't otherwise have makes all the difference in the world between whether the video is worth doing or not. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button down there. Ring the bell next to the subscribe button if you'd like to be notified when I make new videos. But then get out, have some fun with your day, and we'll see you for the next one. Oh, by the way, the high temperature today turned out to be 28 degrees, but tomorrow it's supposed to be back in the 70s.